Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Prize Picks video. In this one, we're talking about the NBA for Monday, March 11th. And in this video, we have 5 picks for you guys to consider. So stay tuned throughout the whole video to hear all 5 of these picks. We don't make videos over the weekend, but we have 5+ cappers in the Discord giving out picks. You can see members of the private Discord over here. Josh Cole hitting a nice 5 for 5 over the weekend. Numbers don't lie, hit a 4 for 4. We even have underdog picks over here from some of our cappers. Saint hitting across all different platforms, and some more massive wins over here from members of the private Discord. So definitely check it out. It's less than $1 per day on the monthly plan to get access to all those cappers, all those picks. So get over there, see what the private Discord's all about and how all those big wins have been hitting over the weekends. I'm just one capper in there. We have 5+ other cappers giving out picks. And also, we don't make videos on the weekends. So let's get into this one. The first pick we got here, we're going to go to the Pistons game. And for this one to start out, it's only a 217.5 total and only a 3.5 point favorite from the Pistons. I think the Pistons are going to win by more. And this one is going to favor the Pistons. Hornets have not been scoring the ball effectively, so the total might be that, but I think that the Pistons are going to win by more. And liking a couple of their players here, so going to go to Cade Cunningham, just over on the straight points of 22.5 here. This is a line that he's hit fairly consistently this year. We can see over here on Outlier, which is a tool that has a 7-day free trial. I use it every single day for player props. Highly recommend it. Check it out with the link down in the bio to get that trial. You can see on the points he's hit this 51% of the time this year. In his last 10, he's been hitting this a good amount here in 7 of his last 10 and 7 of his last 9 games. But the thing with Cade is there's so many blowouts where the Pistons get blown out and he just doesn't play the minutes. Like you can see here, they lost by 20-something. He only played 23 minutes. Last 3 games, even in a somewhat of a blowout here, he still played 32, but closer games, played 38 minutes. These ones were closer, 36, 36, 36, and then you can see some other blowouts where he plays, 25 minutes. So this one's supposed to be close, and I think the Pistons are going to win by, around 5, 6, 7, 8 points. And I think that that's going to really help Cade play a decent amount of minutes. I think we could just give him 33 minutes in this game is what I project him for. He's hit this in 65% of games, but in closer games, he even plays 36 minutes, and he's hit that 83% of the time this year. 19 of 23 games, he's played 36+ minutes and has hit this one. So going to Cade here over on the points in a great matchup against Charlotte here, obviously. That's going to be our first pick. Then we're going to go to another guy, Isaiah Stewart here over on the points as well, for a lot of the same reasons as Cade Cunningham, but also this is just a pretty good line for Isaiah Stewart, and he's been playing some big minutes here since he's come back from his injury. You can see over 10.5 points. He's hit this 59% of the time this year. He had a stretch where he hit it in like 10 straight games, it looks like here. And then as of late, the last couple games, he's played 34 minutes and 31 in them, but hasn't hit them. I think he's going to get back on track. And a lot of games, in his last 15 games here, it looks like he's played 25+ minutes in all of them. And then obviously there's going to be a lot of blowouts. We don't expect this to be a blowout, but I think we can at least give him 28 minutes in this. I would think he could even play 30+ minutes. Like we saw the last couple games, he played 34 minutes and 31.6 minutes. So I'm going to give him at least 30. He's hit this 70% of the time this season, 19 of 27 games. In most games, he will play that many minutes in closer ones. So going to Isaiah Stewart here. And then for our third pick, we're going to go to OddsJam, which is another tool here that has a free 7-day trial, also 25% off after if you use the link down below. But one of their top picks is going to be Brandon Miller, under 21.5 points, a really high line for him. You can see how they come up with this as one of their top picks is they compare it to all these other sports books. DraftKings has this one at 21.5 but minus 135. All these other sports books up here have it at 20.5. So definitely getting some savings here by taking the under at 21.5 on Prizepicks. But also this is just one that Brandon Miller hasn't really been hitting at all. And this is already projected to be a low-scoring game like we saw. And then also, I think it's going to be even lower. And Charlotte just has not been good as of late scoring the ball, especially. So we're going to go into under on Brandon Miller. We can also look at this one on Outlier. They have it at 20.5 as well. We need an alternate line here. And you can see he's only hit this 23% of the time this season. Well, you may say, well, LaMelo Ball's been out. He's been scoring a lot more and playing a lot more effectively. We can look at games without LaMelo Ball, and he actually has hit this less. And LaMelo Ball hasn't played in 38 games with Brandon Miller, but he's only hit this 21% of the time. So even less with LaMelo Ball out, actually. And yeah, just not liking this. And then you may say, Brandon Miller has been playing big minutes. He played 36 minutes last game, 30 before that, 37, 36. We can give him 36 minutes, and you could see that he still only hit this in 35% of games. So for all those reasons, not liking Brandon Miller, I think this line is really high for this matchup, which sounds good to the Pistons, but they're projected to not score that many points, and I think they're even going to score lower than their projected total based on the lines set there. So taking the under on Brandon Miller. For the Odds Jam pick of the day, definitely check them out with the link down below for that trial. Moving on to the next game, Draymond Green, going to him, the rebounds plus assists here. Going to be taking Draymond Green. There's no Steph Curry in this game. Good matchup here against San Antonio. This is expected to be a high-scoring game, 228.5 point total with Golden State 5.5 point favorites. So they're expected to score a good amount. And I think Draymond's going to play in a fairly close matchup here without Curry. I think he's going to play a good amount of minutes. So we could see on this season he's only hit this 44% of the time. But the minutes have been, all over the place. Played 13 minutes in this massive blowout. Played 1 minute in that game where I think he got injured or ejected or something. 17 in that. So the last 3 games he's played 25 plus minutes. So I think we can at least give him 25 in this. I think even more. Let's give him 26 minutes is a projection here. He's hit it at 56% of the game. You can also come over and look at San Antonio. They allow the 28th most rebounds to opponents and 23rd most assists. Also playing without Curry. He's only played 2 games this year without Curry. One of those was when he did get ejected and played that 1 minute. Then we could look at this one last year for Draymond. He hit it in 55% of games, but when he did play 26 minutes, he hit it in 62% of games last year. So liking Draymond in this one. And then you can also see last year, Draymond hit it 55% of the time, but games without Steph Curry, he played 19 of those last year and hit this in 63% of them. So liking Draymond in this one. I think he's definitely in a good spot here. And then for the last one we're going to go to is going to be Ayo Dosunmu, and we're going to go over on his points of 13.5. This game, I didn't expect it to have such a high point total, but it's actually the highest on the day. You could see 232.5. Dallas is 5.5 point favorites though, but still liking the Bulls. They're projected to score a good amount of points in this high scoring game here, and I think they can keep it fairly close, and Ayo's going to play a good amount. Ayo, definitely one of the guys who's been benefiting with Zach LaVine out, and obviously he's still out for the season. But we can look at Ayo here on the points over on Outlier. We can see this season he's only hit it 34% of the time, but obviously early in the season he was consistently playing 17 minutes or less, and just recently, his last, it looks like 12, 13 games, he's played 33 or more minutes in all of them. Regardless if the game is close or not, last 2 games, 36, 37, 36, 38. So he's playing an insane amount of minutes as well. We could look at this one just without LaVine here, and this bumps up to 51% of the time, but we can also just come and look in games when he's played at least 34 minutes. He's hit this in 70% of games, 14 of 20. I think he's just in a great spot here. Without LaVine, has been playing massive minutes. This is supposed to be a high-scoring game, so liking Ayo here in this spot at this line. I know a ton of you guys who watch YouTube are in the private Discord, but if you're not, definitely check it out. You could see over the weekend we had a ton of hits from our 5+ cappers giving out picks, cashing out people in the private Discord, like Official here, Blame the Flame, one of our cappers. Saint hitting on all platforms. We give out player props, and some cappers give out underdog prize picks. Numbers don't lie over here, hitting a nice slip, $20 to win 200, and the private Discord is less than $1 per day, $24.99 per month. So definitely check it out if you want to see how all these people have been hitting these slips. I'm just one capper in there. We have 5+ other cappers giving out picks, so it'll be linked down below and the pinned comment. We'll see you over in the Discord, and subscribe to the channel.